Hello everybody and welcome to Channel 9's Friday Night Football. Giddy up, the footy is back. It's season 2009 in the National Rugby League and we kick it off with a blockbuster in a world-class stadium, the Broncos hosting the Cowboys in what should be an absolute ripper game of rugby league. Joining me in commentary tonight is the King, Wally Lewis, Queensland legend. Now, I've got to ask you this because you know the man. 21 seasons he was at the Broncos, but he's not here anymore, Wayne Bennett. He's off to the Dragons. How do you think the Broncos will fare without him?
Ben, to be honest, I think the Broncos are going to struggle for a little while. They're used to having one man in the chair, making sure of everything. The players have certainly got to gain some confidence in their coach. That may take 2 or 3 weeks yet.
Well, I'm an Ivan Henjak fan. There's no doubting that. I think he's a smart coach and he's got a smart team. Let's have a look at the way the Broncos will line up tonight at fullback. All class here, Carmichael Hunt. On the wings, Antonio Winterstein and Jarrell Yao Yi. In the centres, Steve Michaels in jersey number 17 will partner one of the biggest and best signings of 2009, Israel Folau. In the halves, Darren Lockyer is the 5'8" and captain. He will partner Peter Wallace, who was the halfback. The back row, Sam Thaiday, Corey Parker and Ben Teo Strong. Up front, Nick Kenny and Joel Clinton are the front rowers. The hooker is Aaron Gorrell. On the bench, 2 young guns, Alex Glenn and Andrew McCulloch will partner Langi Setu and David Taylor. Big guy, this bloke, and the coach is Ivan Henjak. I've got to say, even though Wayne Bennett's left, I'm excited about the fact that Neil Henry is at the Cowboys. A great coach. What's your thoughts?
Oh, he'll do a wonderful job with the Cowboys. One of the best tacticians in the game. Very, very smart coach. And I believe that it's just a matter of time until he coaches the Queensland State of Origin team. When Mel decides that he doesn't want it anymore, the job's his.
Let's have a look at the team. Matty Bowen, get excited, North Queensland fans. He's back at fullback. The North Queensland excitement machine on the wings, Ty Williams and Ben Farah in the centres. In jersey number 19, Shannon Hegarty will partner a guy who I think is going to be a superstar this year, Willie Tonga. Great signing. In the halves, Travis Byrne, the world's best player, Jonathan Thurston, their halfback and captain. The back row, Manisi Manafakawa, Luke O'Donnell and Ben Harrison up front. Shane Tronk and Antonio Kafusi, the front rowers. The hooker is Aaron Payne, very good player. The bench, Carl Webb, Clint Amos, Matthew Scott and Scott Bolton, and their coach is Neil Henry. Now, there are your teams, folks. The Broncos and the Cowboys, going to be a ripper game. Make sure you stick around because it's a double header. The Storm are going to host the Dragons down at Olympic Park. We're going to go to a break right now and come back with all the action. It is Channel 9's Friday Night Footy.
Stuff. So Ben,
2-1-2.
Yao Yi. Now I spoke to him. His great uncle was Kevin Yao Yi. I spoke to Jarrell, tried to put him on the phone so I could speak to him directly. Well, he can. What price am I saying? Yep. Yep. Toyota half-time. Yeah, no, we will. We'll get you to introduce you to the coverage. Live on Channel 9. It is great to be with you at Suncorp Stadium, the opening night of 2009. What a doubleheader. Cowboys, Broncos here, to be followed by Wayne Bennett, St George Illawarra Dragons against the Melbourne Storm. And the Cowboys with Jonathan Thurston, the man in the saddle to lead them out. Matthew Johns, huge occasion, massive crowd as we've come to expect with Cowboys and Broncos matches.
Yeah, what a game, what a first night contest. The Queensland Derby, Broncos versus Cowboys. There's Willie Tonga. Slovakia versus Thurston. Matty Bowen returns versus Carmichael. Neil Henry begins his reign at the Cowboys. Ivan Henjak at the Broncos. A new era begins for the Super Club up here in Brisbane. Looking forward to this.
TAB Sportsbet on board with our coverage of football this year. And you can visit their website, find out all the prices, all the matches over the weekend and right throughout the season. Cowboys, only 5 wins last year. They face Darren Lockyer and his Brisbane Broncos. Life without Wayne Bennett begins tonight. 21 years in charge of this great club. 6 premierships. And tonight we've got a 46-year-old rookie in Ivan Henjak as coach. Carmichael Hunt at fullback. His playing future beyond this year is up in the air. We may hear something next week. Such a vital player to their cause. And there is the star recruit, Israel Folau. What about the expectation for this bloke? He is still a kid. He's 19 years of age. Don't forget that. But it is so exciting to have him in this Brisbane backline, a backline that has Lockyer at 6. Hodges to come back from injury shortly.
Let's wait for it, fellas.
And so we return to Suncorp Stadium for the first time since the World Cup final. Jared Maxwell, the control referee to start the game. The assist referee to start is Tony De La Serres. And the premiership campaigns of Brisbane and the Cowboys about to get underway. Everyone starts the season with high hopes. Brisbane knocked out here. Second week of the finals last year by Melbourne. Underway at Suncorp. Close enough to 50,000 here tonight. Fielded by Thurston and almost a forward pass. Straight up to Kafusi. He turned his back and that would have been a disastrous start for the Cowboys. I'm not prepared to say it wasn't forward. They're with it 20 metres out from their own line. Luke O'Donnell got a touch. Now Thurston dumps it off. Tronk into the starting side for Carl Webb. He'll be a shock troop off the interchange, Carl Webb, tonight against his former club. 15 metres short of halfway. And Tio involved in that tackle with Lockyer and also Nick Kenny. Now Tronk onto Kafusi. Second touch in this set. It's a big pack of forwards the Cowboys have. Thurston, first kick of the night from outside the 40. They've got it covered. And back with Carmichael Hunt. Just outside the 30. Brisbane's first use of the football. Two rookie wingers tonight. Antonio Wittestein in number 2 and Jaral Yao-Yi in 5. Both graduates of the Toyota Cup competition from last year. Wittestein via the Roosters. And Yao-Yi here in Brisbane. Now Wallace. A dummy and run, wrapped up by Harris. 41 metres away from the Cowboys line. Gorrell sends them to left with Corey Parker. Gorrell, the former Dragon. And hooker tonight for Brisbane. Last tackle.
Okay, this one might be for Israel. Let's have a look.
Wallace from 40 metres out. He goes a little deep for Israel to get through. Williams and Bowen, I thought for one moment might collide.
Like they have done in the past, it was a click of the fingers, a little whistle, and before you know it, neither was going to get in each other's way. Ty Williams and Matt Bowen have had a great combination back there for the Cowboys in the past. I've looked forward to seeing how they operate out here tonight.
Payne with a dummy half scurry. Tackled by Gorrell and Kenny. Kenny in the front row for Brisbane. We're told 6 kilograms heavier this year. He's bulked up and he's been rewarded with a spot in the starting side. Cowboys' first penalty of the night.
Yep, there we go. Laying on the tackle player. This is the intention of the league. They want to speed the game up. And Neil Henry, a lot of variation in their go forward. You see Peter Wallace just hanging in there a little bit too long. Here we go. Neil Henry loves those set starts. This is Thurston territory.
Now still, Jared Maxwell remains as the control referee. Tronk on the charge. Makes 10 metres. Wrapped up in the tackle of Steve Michaels. Payne another run. Good signs early. 35 metres away from the Brisbane line. The Cowboys with Bowen, then on to Tronk again. He's been given a mission to start the game. Offloaded loose. Kafusi, quick hands, Manikafoa. Good tackle for Lau. Big boys there.
Oh, sorry, boss. You troubled the left at the play the ball a little bit too slow.
Thurston bobbled and then Burns with a triple juggle. Is wrapped up 12 metres from the Broncos line. This is big pressure on the home team. Thurston, Kafusi. It's a mean-looking haircut and a mean-looking man. 8 metres away from the line. Payne misses out Manikafoa. Tronk almost lost it. Hammered by 3 Brisbane defenders.
That was great defence from the Broncos, but look when the Cowboys are on attack, the amount of players they're getting around the play the ball, it's quite incredible. They have pinpointed the Broncos' ruck is where they're going to attack, and when the Cowboys have been at their best in previous seasons, that's where they've made the best ground.
Well, we had a changeover and then Brisbane penalty on tackle number 2. We had a situation there where Jared Maxwell maintained his position as control referee. Just for a brief moment had both referees on the one side of the ruck, but that is something you'll detect as you watch the Channel 9 coverage and all the games throughout the year. And we do wish all the referees well. It's a massive change to rugby league. Here's Kenny with the ball and an abrupt halt to his run. Kafusi and Tronk. Hasn't Tronk started impressive this time? Penalty to Brisbane.
Yep. He's got Kafusi for contact around the neck. No tolerance policy here early on. We just see there hanging on to Nick Kenny just around the neck region. Here they go, the Broncos. Big opportunity.
Now Broncos 28 metres from the line. Gorrell with a free kick. Remembering that is from 10 metres in from touch this year, not 20 metres, as has been in more recent seasons. Ebb and flow of this game early. Gorrell, flat ball there to Kenny. He's now only 15 metres away from the line. Burns and Harris. Manikafoa couldn't stop him. Play on as the call. Fido now. Slam and Sam 5 from the line. Matty Bowen had to come in to finish off the tackle. Great chance. Kenny with it for Brisbane. Kenny is held up. 4 defenders got there. Brisbane set left and right. Wallace to the left. Lockyer to the right. They go left. Wallace the 7. On it comes Parker. is wrapped up in the tackle of Farah. Michaels to Wallace. They're a little flat this time. Friday turns the back. Gorrell tries a bit of footwork, but the defence is there. Payne and Tronk. Last tackle. This is an opportunity to put the kick out for Folau. Lockyer's got it. 15. They run it. Great setup. Hunt throws it wide. There's a try in the corner. On debut for the Brisbane club. It's the star sign of Israel Folau. Oh boy.
Who else? Israel has arrived. The boy who'll become a legend at the Broncos. Beautiful play for the Broncos. They just stripped the Cowboys short. Oh, and he's pretty happy too. Why wouldn't he be? Let's have a look at this. We predicted that they're going to go for the kick to Israel. He shows. Beautiful little second man, Carmichael. He just strips the 3-on-2. Beautiful pass. Israel into the corner.
Either way, they were going to go to Israel on the wing and get a try. He'd shifted to the wing, pushed his winger inside him. So if the kick went up, he was going to go up and come down with it. They identified the space. That nice little second man play was on. They're so good at it. It created the space on the wing. Execution perfect from Carmichael Hunt. Try time Broncos.
Carmichael made the play. You know, this new breed of fullback who can challenge the line and throw the cutout passes. We see it from Slater. Bowen can do it, and so can Carmichael. Beautiful ball under pressure. There he is, Israel Folau. Bigger, faster, better.
What about execution, Ben? First match of the season with a kid out there as well. Yao Yi on debut. He knew his role. He moved into the centres. The shift to the right. It was wonderful rugby league.
Great start for the players, particularly the young players. But I tell you who would have calmed down enormously after that first 4-pointer? Mr. Ivan Henjak. He would have put a hell of a lot of work in this week. And now he's up there. His side's got the first try, the first points of this wonderful occasion.
Here's Corey Parker from close enough to the sideline. It is wide, his first kick of the night, 4-0. We've got the king on the sideline, Wally Lewis.
Well, it's been a very impressive start to the game for all parties. The Cowboys certainly look very good in their open attacking sets, and I've got to say that the referee is out there to stamp his approval as well, making sure that a couple of penalties gave the Broncos an opportunity to score, and they certainly didn't waste that opportunity.
Friday night football on Channel 9. And first points to Brisbane. They won both clashes against the Cowboys last year. Thurston's kick is too deep. Penalty centre of halfway.
Now, you blokes are both footy nuts. I didn't watch any of the trials with the two referees, but I'm enjoying this. It's sped up the game. It's end-to-end stuff, and I think the two referees have got plenty to do with it.
Geez, important sit here for the Cowboys. Impressive start. They give away a penalty. The Broncos score. Kick out on the full out the back. There's Thurston there. Really important in the context of this game. They defend this set well.
You do wonder, don't you, when that first kick's going to come for Folau. You know it's going to happen, but it could almost be a little rope-a-dope policy here.
Well, the thing about Israel,
thinking that, man.
You just got to be patient. You put it up to him on that last tackle, it's 50-50.
Here's Wallace to centre field, and that is Joel Clinton in his second year with the Broncos. 30 metres out, tackle number 1. Now Gorrell. Wallace, origin halfback from last year to Kenny. Wallace was given the treatment after passing. Kenny has opened up well tonight. Aaron Gorrell. Wallace, a dummy inside, is tackled by Burns. It's a good one from Travis Burns. Had to take the man. 5 metres from the line. Gorrell spreads it wide for Lockyer. Then inside for big Joel Clinton. The president has wrapped up 5 metres from the line. Gorrell, a dummy half. Thaiday decoy. Hunt, here they go again. Hegarty got a hand to it. Play on. Hegarty definitely got a hand to it. It could be a knock-on against the Cowboys in the first instance. He says play on for Bowen. He doesn't need an invitation to run. And the Cowboys, good counter.
Boy, they blew that one, the Broncos. Some beautiful little trick shots, and that one from Carmichael. He did marvellously well to get him in front, but he blew that opportunity.
Aren't they looking slick in the confined spaces, the Broncos? Slicker than I've seen them in previous years.
Still it remains that Jared Maxwell is the control referee. He's the one doing the calls. He's the man who has the whistle at this point. They're 5 metres short of halfway. North Queensland down by 4. Payne to Tronk. Defence waiting. Tronk offloaded. Thurston. Then a dummy. They don't fall for it. Friday there with Aaron Gorrell to make the tackle. Now Travis Burns gets a kick. It's a low one, fielded by Carmichael Hunt. Second run back, second time he's put a bit of that step on rather than the kamikaze approach of previous seasons. We'll tell you at the top, TAB Sportsbet on board this year. Cowboys have been well backed all week. In from $2.30 to $2.10. The Broncos $1.70 favourites. And remember, always bet responsibly. And here is Corey Parker with it, just outside the 40 for Brisbane. A setting for the first match of the year too. The last two times these clubs have clashed here at Suncorp, they have drawn over 50,000. And I'm pretty sure we're near enough to that mark again tonight. Ty Williams back to the 20. As I said at the top, our last game here, we played our last match of 2008 here. The World Cup final was a terrific event. And now a penalty ruled the way of Brisbane as Tony Delaceres takes over as the control referee.
I just want to have a look at the tactics here now, the Cowboys. They've really, it's very much a central attack. They're playing nice and tight through the middle. But the Broncos have countered that by compressing. You might see a little shot to the edge here from the Cowboys.
And a good touch finder as well. It has taken them down to within 30 metres of the Brisbane line. Tap restart again, 10 metres in. Thurston, Kafusi, Clinton got up quickly. Kenny. Broncos forwards, they have been criticised in some quarters with their trial form. They have started well. They need to maintain it. Played by Monica Foa, Payne the trot, and Kafusi on his left takes the tackle of Clinton. Now they're only 8 metres away. Payne to Thurston. He's the ringmaster. Thurston sets it up. Willie Tonga's got his first try in the Cowboys' colours. So the two number 4s and 2 star signings have come up with 4-pointers here tonight.
That's a great part of Thurston's game. He plays the short side so well. They're a little short, the Broncos. They got the numbers there. Look at Israel. Israel just gets a little lost. And he comes in. Just came in on Luke O'Donnell. Have a look at that. He plants his feet. Nice play. Nice play, Thurston.
They threw Shane Tronk in at Lockyer. And when Lockyer came in to make the tackle, the Broncos' defence didn't renumber. And it was the world's best play, I think. Not only is he full of skill and class, but he's one of the most competitive players in the competition. Jonathan Thurston laid on the pass for this man, who from what I've heard has been scintillating in the trials. He's back to his sidestepping best, went on his game. One of the most dangerous centres in the competition, and a guy I'm looking forward to seeing go round this year. Could possibly even feature in Origin again.
Well, the story with Willie, you can talk about serious injuries being a blessing. In some ways it was for Willie. Shoulder surgery last year from round 7 enabled him to get his knees right, because he's had troubles with his knees for the 2 or 3 previous seasons. So he's been able to get everything right. And as I understand it at the Cowboys, they have overhauled his training regime totally under Billy Johnston. And it could be Willie Tonga Mark II that we're going to see from here on in.
Interesting tactics from the Cowboys. They've been coming out of trouble. They're targeting that side, the Folau side. They see a little bit of a weakness there. Israel has got the tendency to plant his feet. We just saw it. And I'd say Thurston will send a lot more traffic there now.
Remembering back to 2006, Jonathan Thurston, round 1 at this ground against Brisbane. 3 tries, 7 goals, 26 points off his own bat to start a year. That sort of haul tonight would be something special. And here he is with his first kick from 7 metres in from touch. And 22 metres out for a 2-point lead. Cowboys and Broncos. Great start to 2009, and the first kick successful from Thurston. 6-4, Wally Lewis.
In rugby league, it doesn't matter whether you have the ball or not. To be successful, you have to dictate terms. Brisbane should have got up, made sure that Thurston passed a little bit earlier, but the wonderful world's best halfback certainly dominated proceedings there, took the ball to the line and made sure that Brisbane stayed back on their own turf.
It's on the run, Brisbane.
And as Ben said, he likes the 2 referees. It's been fairly much seamless, the interchange here. Now again, Jared Maxwell has taken over as control referee. He's had the greater minutes so far, although we were under the impression this would be close enough to a 50-50 split this game. Here's Kafusi, 15 metres out from the line. The Cowboys leading by 2.
Here they go again, straight at Folau.
Now O'Donnell, it was an untidy play the ball. Tronka's got it. Willie Tonga on the left, opposed to Israel Folau, and now a mistake comes from Antonio Kafusi.
Neil Henry will be very disappointed. This is dangerous. Because even if the Cowboys defend well, we know what comes at the end of a set of 6. And as I said, if you put 5 up to Israel in a game, chances are he's going to come down with at least 2 and score on you. They've got to be squeaky clean in bad field position, the Cowboys.
Scary, isn't it? Scary. They can even get points off the rope a day. Haven't put the kick up yet.
35 away from the line. There is Israel Folau. Running at Ben Harris, who we see in the back row tonight for the Cowboys. Played the last 2 games of last season there. Thiaday getting revved up. He's very much one of the senior members of this side now, Sam Thiaday, as they go to Wallace and then out for Corey Parker. 19 metres away from the line. Gorrell, Wallace set for Lockyer, inside for Kenny, and well tackled low there by the hooker Payne. Right on the Cowboys 20, looking to strike back here Brisbane. Lockyer yet to have a run tonight. Ben Teo with the ball, the former Tiger. Now 15 metres from line. Gorrell, little short side play. Lockyer kicks it back to the open side. Getting through is Winterstein. They've almost lost by Ben Farah. It could have so easily ended up in the grasp of a Broncos player, but Farah had a bit of luck. And now Hegarty with the ball for the Cowboys.
We're going to have to play the Cowboys off the 50% field position. That's from the middle of the field as we see the kick go up and recovered, just barely. The speed of the Cowboys' defensive line when the Broncos do the wide shift is just phenomenal. They're giving Darren Lockyer no time. They're going to have to play them from centre field or they won't create any space.
Kafusi takes another run. He's as if he's gone to a barber. It's $12 a haircut and he only had 10. So the barber stopped short of finishing the job. 40 metres away from their own line. Last tackle for North Queensland. And Thurston, chip over the top. What an bounce. Oh, Wallace has hit. Wallace has knocked off his feet by Thurston. JT quickly checking the condition of Peter Wallace. Maxwell's got it under control.
There's a reflex. It was one of those reflex ones. The ball was a 50-50. Wallace come up with it. And Thurston, not much in that. Wallace is okay. He jumps to his feet. Now opportunity again for the Broncos, just on the Cowboys' defence. At the moment, I think this rushing defence is getting a bit of trouble.
Clinton takes the first one for Brisbane. 30 metres away. Thurston showing us his skills early. Great to see. May the rugby league gods be kind to all our star players this year. Keep them fit, keep them healthy. Gorrell now on for Wallace. A dummy on the outside to Parker. Pushed back infield by Burns and Monica Foa. 10 metres away from the line. Gorrell across. Back from a couple of years in France with Catalans. Didn't think he'd be back in the NRL, but here he is in Brisbane. Wallace out for Lockyer. Little shuffle up to the line. Then Carmichael Hunt, and Thurston has just trapped him with Bowen and has lost the ball.
Well, another little let off for the Cowboys. If I was Neil Henry, I'd be just sending messages out to the edge. Just steady on a little bit. They're flying outside in, pretty reckless. Put themselves under a lot of pressure. Willie Tonga just holds his shape nicely for Thurston. And Matty Bowen, when they're having a look, play on.
Well, of course, video referee can't examine strips this year. So it's for the men on the ground to make their mind up.
And how good is that?
Well, you've got to think. The touch judge was 10 away. 2 referees that we could get some sort of consensus there. And on with the game. 15 metres out from their own line. Farah has it. Hegarty on his outside. Hegarty released by the Rabbitohs in January. Finds himself round 1 with the Cowboys. Wrapped up here and twisted. And turned. Wouldn't want to be on the end of that tackle. Now Burns to Payne. On to Tronk. Awaiting the arrival of Carl Webb into this match. Also Matt Scott. Some big boys on the bench for North Queensland. Monica Foa to Thurston. They spread it. Here's Bowen. Holds it up for Tonga. Straightens up. Flick inside. Bowen couldn't handle. It looks so promising.
He fell off then, Bowen. That's normally his bread and butter. But his outside man in space and would have loomed back up on the inside, but he fell away. You watch after he throws the pass. And there's the opportunity. Wasn't up on his hip. He's working his way back into this game. Paddy Bowen, he's been a long time out with injury. It's good to see him back.
Friday night football on Channel 9. First quarter gone in this one. Cowboys 6, Broncos 4. Folau, the first try scorer for Brisbane. Tonga for the Cowboys. Now Winterstein gets a touch. Antonio Winterstein, 20 years of age. Scored a trial at each of their trial wins, as did Jurel Yao-Yi on the right wing. Last tackle here for Brisbane. Is it this time? No, they go left. Gorrell knocked down there by Farah. Locking it across to it. They said played at. I agree. Tackle count has restarted. Farah played at it with a leg. So they get a repeat set. Here's Thaiday to centre field. Well tackled low down by Aaron Payne, who's already into double figures, the tackle count. 12 in fact. Leads the count. Highest for either team. Across they go. They want to direct a little bit of attack at Jonathan Thurston.
Just trying to do a little bit too much to the Broncos. They're going to settle down, get one of their little trick shots on.
And now Gorrell goes for a run. I don't know whether Thurston was square at marker. He was allowed to continue. It was a fine line, 25 metres out. Now Kenny on for Lockyer. Gives it on for Parker, out in front. The defence able to come up quickly. Again, it was Burns. Last tackle, Friday to Lockyer. That was forward. That was forward. You can take your pick.
Yeah, a little bit forward, too far. They're just losing their composure a little bit at the moment, the Broncos, as they get tight. They started the game beautifully. All their little set pieces worked a treat. At the moment, they're trying to have 4 or 5 shots at the defence in the centre 6, and they just run themselves ragged. You've got to settle down, put the Cowboys on the back foot, and things will start to happen.
Fusi off the field for the Cowboys, as will be the case with Nasi Manikafoa. Scott and also Bolton will be out there for them, and they're in possession. And you'd have to think maybe just the better of play, and leading by 6 points to 4. Payne hit over the top by Fireday, and the locks go everywhere on Sam's head. Bowen straightens up the attack for Matthew Scott. 45 metres away from the Brisbane line. Here they are, very direct attack, as Matthew has highlighted. Away for Tronk, offloads, Burns has got it. Oh, if they could have passed there was a 2-man overlap. Great tackle, Parker. Winterstein had come in 15 metres in from touch. He had to. Back for Bowen. Last tackle, kicks over the top. They've got it covered, and Jurel Yao-Yi is with it. 2 tries in the Toyota Cup Grand Final last year against Canberra. 27 tries for the season. Watch out for the bloke in the number 5.
The thing that happens early in the season is, not far into the game, is you fail to back up play after play every play. You can tend to fall away. The Cowboys created space here as the Broncos are working out of their own half. But once they created the space, they got a bit disorganised. We've seen a bit from the Broncos. Matty's already pointed that out as the game wears on. They're getting a bit tired and they're getting a bit loose.
40-20 maybe. Oh, it's out of the full, in fact.
Well, this is dangerous for the Broncos. Their forwards are really starting to flag. That direct attack from the Cowboys just couldn't unlock them here. That was Peter Wallace, went for the big play at the wrong time. Nice pressure from the Cowboys, but a really dangerous set of 6. As I said, those Broncos forwards getting a little bit tired. This is where Thurston and Bowen, that combination, come into their own.
And Payne.
Oh, yeah.
We're starting to see glimpses of it. It will be fair to say that Neil Henry, taking nothing away from Graham Murray, was probably one of the architects behind the Payne, Bowen, Thurston combination being so lethal. He's back. We're starting to see bits and pieces of it now. Let's see if it presents in this set of 6.
Cowboys have got Big Car Webb out there as well now. So 3 of the interchange players on. 24 minutes in, and ready to launch an attacking assault here. Payne for Webb. Thurston, nice set up on the left. Bolton straightened up, run at angle. 21 metres from the line. Brisbane not quite on the rack here, but they are definitely feeling the pinch. Webb goes for a hard run. Wallace and Thaiday, the defence. You can smell a try here. Thurston passes Farah. Almost squeezed between 2 defenders. Hegarty out of dummy half on the last. And his teammates are filthy on the open side. Thurston Sexton wanted it, Burns wanted it, they all wanted it. They just didn't want a dummy half run.
He's one of the best dummy half runners in the game, Shannon Hegarty, but it was not on for love nor money right here. It's some of the world's best players out to his left, some of the world's best defenders on his right. He went right, and that's the result. No try.
Oh, huge let off for Brisbane to have the ball back in their hands, not have to defuse a big attacking play then. So the Broncos have the ball 20 metres out from their own line, down by 2, having scored the first try of the night. And Lungy Setu is out there, the former Dragon. A man with 45 cousins, we're told. And they all live within driving distance of Suncorp. And we're also told Brisbane said you can only have 10 free tickets a game.
That's a lie.
But no televisions up here.
Now all Gorrell's ball there to Lockyer. Down in the tackle of O'Donnell. Lockyer yet to have a really serious run at the line. Back to Wallace, kicking from inside the 40. It's between Hegarty and Bowen. Hegarty's got it on the bounce. And Shannon Hegarty runs back. And the defence is waiting for him. Dave Taylor is on for Brisbane in jumper 16. Ty Williams with it. Cross to the left, getting close to the sideline. Some great attacking talent on show in this match. If the likes of Ty Williams return to their best form and Matty Bowen back from injury. And we're locked in quite a battle here. Here is Webb to halfway. He's offloaded riskily, it must be said. Brisbane have the ball with Wallace. Straight away, change in control referee. Now it is Tony De La Serres who takes over on that turnover. And Brisbane ready to attack. Out for Winterstein with a goose step around the outside of Burns. Puts him in. A cowboy on the Bronco.
That was pretty.
5 minutes from the line, or rather 15 metres from the line. Wallace. And then for Taylor. Hit and spin, hit and spin. Stop him. Taylor offloads to Parker. That is wonderful. Big Dave Taylor. The biggest pinball you've ever seen. Bounced off the sides. Got a flick with a flipper. And then offloaded to Parker.
Ah, Dave Taylor. Impact play, inside ball to Wallace. He's been very good, Wallace. Spins, steps, then finds Corey Parker. Try to the Broncos.
Great skill there. That certainly ignited the crowd. They are loving the quality of this game. And now the home team is back in front. Taylor sets it up. Does what your impact plays you'd love them to do every time. He's been on a couple of minutes only. Friday night football on Channel 9. And a bottler here at 8 points to 6 to Brisbane. And Parker, the try scorer, now looks to convert. But it was the boy from Blackwater who set it up, Dave Taylor. We should say to Dave too, congratulations. He's only 20 years of age, became a dad just recently. Partner Ashley, a little baby girl. So a nice moment to feature in such a big play in game 1 of the season. Parker 14 in from touch and 23 metres out. And 8-6. Off the boot, looks good from Corey Parker. They're in front by 4, Wally Lewis.
I think the standout feature in this game so far has been how quickly both of these teams launch into a counter-attack after a mistake is made by the opposition. This fella, Big Dave Taylor, only a boy yet, certainly is growing up, has some of the biggest legs in the competition. He ran about 15 metres, pushed off 3 or 4 defenders to once again put the Broncos in front. A wonderful performance from the young man.
If he's still a boy, what's he going to be like when he becomes a man?
Well, here he is again, Dave Taylor.
Scary.
10 away from the Brisbane line. They need a good set to capitalise on that second try of the night. Now away for Setu. Just a little quiet in the trials, but I still think a very good signing for Brisbane. Lungy Setu, now Friday. They've done well when you see Ben Teo out there for Brisbane. There's great potential in some of their signings this year. Parker almost to halfway, finished off over the top there by Harris. Burns has done a lot of defence tonight, and some key tackles at that. Kick downfield, Bowen's underneath it. Set 11 metres out from his own line. Matty Bowen, dummy, watch out for that. And he's got away from 3, he's got away from 4. Welcome back, Matty Bowen. Taken across field. What an entertainer.
I don't know if I love watching Matty Bowen as much as I love commentating with you when Matty Bowen's on fire. You do get excited.
Well, it was a couple of seasons back here where he split the game wide open with 7 to go, scored the match-winning try, 65 metres, won it off his own bat. It could be the case later tonight. It's just great to have him back on. And no knee bandages, none of that. He's ready to go.
Too right.
Carl Webb with the ball, 35 metres away from the Brisbane line. Last tackle, chance to put in an attacking kick. Thurston gets it over the top of Hunt. It bounces on close to the goal line. Carmichael Hunt looks up and sees the figure of Willie Tonga there to make the tackle. Did pretty well to stay out of the in-goal there, Carmichael Hunt. All the momentum was with the defence. Now they have to work their way out of trouble, but you've got a big bloke like Israel Folau. The job's just a little easier. And a penalty goes to Brisbane.
You can tell what those young guys from the Broncos, the wingers, Winterstein and Yao Yu have done a great job. Israel drew the penalty, but it was young Winterstein who got him on the front foot.
5-2 penalty count, boys, to Brisbane. That one ruled by referee De La Ceres.
In a game of speed, particularly now with the introduction of the 2 referees, small, fast men are going to come into their own. And I mean, you think back and you look out there now, and I think the crowd are enjoying the fact that these smaller guys are up against perhaps some more tired players than we've seen in previous seasons. And that's what gets the crowd on their feet. These 2 young winners for the Broncos are thoroughly enjoying themselves out there tonight. And
3 tries so far, no video referees either, so no great lengthy stoppages so far for these 2 teams.
Gus would be
game
happy.
number 1 of the year.
Gus would be happy if he was up here.
The ball to centre field. Gorrell to Lockyer, runs it right up to the line. And another penalty as De La Ceres is unhappy with the play at the ball, and it's a penalty 41 metres out. Now the penalty count is 6-2.
Yeah, just pulling the ball out. That was a nice play from Lockyer. That's him at his best. Attacking the line nice and square, runners inside and out. They're starting to look really dangerous, the Broncos. You sense something's going to happen this set of 6.
Almost an even split, I would reckon, between the 2 referees giving those 6 penalties. De La Ceres has awarded the last 2. Now Brisbane, 15 out, a chance for back-to-back tries. Thaiday with it, getting a lot of game time. 8 minutes away from half-time. Gorrell dummy half. Wallace with the ball. Drifts over for Michaels, around the outside, and in fact, all the way to the outside. Over the sideline, and now Burns gets a little cheeky.
Cranky Burns is in there. He's made the big tackle. He wants to let young Stevie Michaels know he might be back from injury, knees, wrists, whatever happened to him last year. Look at this right-hand fend. It's one of the best in the game. He's forced out the sideline by some great defence.
Benny touched on it before. Yeah, the speed of the game is really going to open the last 15 minutes of either half up. This is starting to become a game where the Carmichael Hunts, the Matty Bowens can really start to open it up from here on in. 8 minutes to go before half time. The little guys have got to stand up, really test these forwards through the middle.
Well, Brisbane haven't got a lock forward in this scrum, as you can see. Steve Michaels has had to rush in to get to that position.
You need one of those.
Well, yes, you do have to have 6 backing in.
Yes.
And the Cowboys in possession of the football. O'Donnell works the left side with Tonga. There's some very promising signs with Willie Tonga tonight. With Burns. Just telling his tackle count again. It is 9. Payne leads the count for the Cowboys with 16. Kenny top for Brisbane with 13. North Queensland 38 metres away from their own line and lost ball. Friday night football with Brisbane leading 10 points to 6.
Fight the ball when you can.
Scrum 40 metres out. And Brisbane getting a bit of field position now on the back of a couple of penalties and now an error from North Queensland. And still you wait the first bomb to go out the way of Israel Folau. He's the man with the ball there. Put a step straight on Willie Tonga. Was wrapped up by O'Donnell and Thurston. Brisbane, after just one tackle, 30 metres out from the Cowboys line in Friday Night Football here on Channel 9. 5.5 minutes until half-time. 3 tries in the first half. 10 points to 6. Lockyer to Parker, back to Lockyer. Over the top, Winterstein. 15 metres out, backs himself. Under a high tackle from Harris. He's only 5 from the line. Antonio plays the ball for Michaels. Lockyer to Fireday. Offloads it. Great defence again from the Cowboys on their goal line. It was Thurston on Gorrell. Fireday. Lockyer fires the pass out. Straightens up the defence. It was Glenn. Then the ball on the inside. And Bowen has come up with it.
Boy, what an important tackle from Wallace. Bowen was away.
Don't they look good, some of these young Broncos players? There's Ellis Glenn, come off the bench. Jersey number 3. They hold high hopes for him as the Cowboys made great ground out of their own half. Yo Yee, Glenn, Winterstein. Don't discount his role for
Payne as the Cowboys get a penalty here. And now, as I said earlier, ebb and flow of this game. Pressure now back on Brisbane coming up to half-time.
Sure is. Yeah, it sure is. Big opportunity. They're Ivan Henchak having a swig of the water. His assistant Paul Green. Nervous times. Let the Cowboys taking their time. They're knocked around as well. 4 minutes to the break. Can they strike a blow?
So here is the free kick. 20 metres out from the line. Payne, Jonathan Thurston on for Scott. And Brisbane need to rally here. A 4-point lead could be gone in the blink of an eye. Good run. Bolden will play it. 3 metres out from the line. Big trouble here on the left. Thurston puts it up on a platter for Luke O'Donnell. 2-try assist for Thurston. They just want to check this one with a video referee for possible obstruction. But it looked pretty good. It'll be in the hands of the video referee now, Bill Harrigan.
Well, the Cowboys had 2 straight runners for an option on Payne. Let's have a look what happens. Well, there'll be an argument that Broncos player could have released Darren Lockyer to pick up Luke O'Donnell. Let's have another look. It's Parker. Well, I would say that is an obstruction.
It'll be an obstruction.
My word, it will be.
And further to the evidence is Matthew Scott was not in any position to receive the pass. So all he has done is fulfill a role where he was going to interfere with the defence.
Yep.
He is not an intended receiver of that football.
Absolutely. Darren Lockyer, the uncertainty of his inside defender being knocked over just forces him to pause and creates the hole. That'll be a no try.
Mind you, I don't want my life on it. If I can pull back. Anyway, here's the decision from Bill Harrigan. No try is the decision. You see, the first decoy run-up, Carl Webb was in a position where he could receive the ball. Matthew Scott, there was no way in the world he was going to get the football. He was in no man's land, basically. He was asleep, just going through.
Boy, they were short, the Broncos. Oh, they were short of numbers, and they were in a lot of trouble.
All right, boys.
Neil Henry will have a look at that and say, hey, boys, let's work to that far post and go back. That's a blueprint.
So here we go with Brisbane and Wallace offloading, and Taylor's got the ball, trying to stand in the tackle. 10 points to 6, still time for points coming up to the break. 3 minutes away, Fireday. We've got some players across both teams who could score long-range tries. This time, Fireday's come up with an error. And now we're seeing the Cowboys try and form a scrum quickly. Now they have to stay bound if they want the clock to stay off, and they've got Thurston. I thought for a moment he'd slipped into the front row. So now this is where it's a schmozzle. As we see the drop ball from Fireday. Try and explain that. Thurston quickly formed in the front row. They bound, and that gets the clock to stop. But you have to keep those positions if you want the clock to stay off. Thurston broke from the scrum. Maxwell didn't notice, and the clock stayed off. It's a poor rule change. We'll discuss it on the Sunday roast on the weekend. Hegarty to Carl Webb. 21 metres from the line. It will be a rule that will be right, and Webb's lost it. Webb has fumbled the ball 20 metres out. 2 minutes out from half-time. And suddenly neither team can hang on to the ball.
Well, both sides are getting the fumbles. Both tired. That ball's getting a little slippery with the sweat, perspiration all over the ball. And both coaches will rue lost opportunities. 10-6 anybody's game. It's a game of possession at the moment. The side that settles down and gets through their set of 6 could go on with it.
Brisbane have the ball from the scrum. Israel Folau. So we've gone through 38.5 minutes and the much anticipated kick to Israel Folau. We still wait for the first one. In the warm-up, Brisbane actually practiced plenty with Carmichael Hunt, the man, putting the kick up for Israel. We'll see if that eventuates in the second half now. What a weapon it is to have. Hunt burrows low into that tackle. 5 meters short of halfway. Just 60 seconds out from the break. Here's a hop and a skip from Lungy Setu.
He's made a big difference, Setu. He's been class since he's come on. He might draw a penalty here. He does. What a handful it is. A guy with a burst of speed, a little bit of footwork. Setu reminds me a lot of Adam Blair at the Storm. Beautiful hands.
Well, Locke's put in a dusty kick here. He's just got it.
It's in a touch.
He's found it 5 meters out. I think for a moment he thought, hang on, I'm going to find that touch in goal.
30 seconds to go, Bossy.
10 out from the line. Lockyer throws it out wide for Wallace. Wallace brings Hunt into the play. He's got Michaels. There's Witherspoon for the corner. He's barreled over the sideline. Burns got there. Hegarty got there. Bowen got there. The Cowboys roped in the Bronco.
Oh, desperation. Come on, Travis says. Come on, fire up. Look at this. Here's an example again of the Cowboys up and in defence, putting them under pressure. They've got to adjust that. They're going to get caught out. It was only desperation that saved them.
And looking at that, Winterstein probably had the left foot on the line before he was hit. But what a first half. What a way for these two clubs to start 2009. 3 tries in 40 minutes. Brisbane 10, the Cowboys 6. Friday Night Football live on Channel 9. And here are the Cowboys with Jonathan Thurston for the second half. They will start 4 points adrift of the Broncos. First half where we saw tries to Folau and Parker for Brisbane. Willie Tonga got the Cowboys try in the 13th minute. Handling got a little sloppy coming to half-time. I think you can be fair to the players and say, yes, it is game 1 and very few breaks. I think we can excuse that. Otherwise, the first half, high quality, Matty.
It was the first 30 minutes. You know, the Cowboys, they've played a patient game. They're content to play their attack through the middle, very direct. And Matty Bowen's just been feeling his way into the contest. I wonder now if Neil Henry directs his men to start to go to the edges a little bit, or do they continue to play that centralised attack? They are targeting Folau without a doubt. Meanwhile, the Broncos, look, I think they're going to be more selective in attack now. They're just shoveling the ball from sideline to sideline. When they actually roll the Cowboys backwards and put on a little organised play, they're stripping the defence short. And they've got to make more of Folau on the last tackle. It's a crime not to complete your set with him on the end of a set.
Darren Lockyer on screen, and now Israel Folau, who's scored the first try of the night. But as we said, coming up to half-time, we are still awaiting that first bomb. 19 years of age, yet he is the star signing. 4-year contract. Ready for the second half. Friday Night Football here at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. A big crowd, and Taylor's the man with the job of bringing the ball back. Well, the Broncos up by 4 and looking to extend a winning run over the Cowboys. They've won the last 3. And overall, the Cowboys have only won 4 out of 25. First penalty of the second half, and again, it's for contact with the neck, or prolonged contact from Aaron Payne. There would have been 3 or 4 penalties against the Cowboys for that offence tonight. Friday was the man appealing. There wasn't a great deal to it. 45 seconds into the second half, and Brisbane are inside the Cowboys' half. Wallace, Friday, 41 metres from the Cowboys' line. inside there by Matthew Scott. Now Gorrell sends them to the right. Lockyer comes with this man Alex Glenn, who was skipper of that Toyota Cup Grand Final side for Brisbane last year. Now Lockyer on it comes with Folau. Good tackle. Tonga 20 metres from the line, out of dummy half. Yao Yi hasn't had too many chances, but he's got him offside there. Markers not square.
That was a good play, Yao Yi. Willie Tonga wasn't straight, he just took off. Nice set from the Broncos, very organised and deliberate from Lockyer. Here they go again, they'll work to the middle for a shot.
Wallace 10 metres out, Thaiday runs as if every one is going to be his last. So much purpose to his work. 11 metres out from the line. Gorrell dummy, short side play. Glenn takes a run. Held up by Thurston. Over the top was O'Donnell. Now Gorrell, Wallace, Taylor. Good tackle, great tackle in fact by Matthew Scott. Knocking the big black off his feet. Now Lockyer got it away, and again another great tackle. Burns came up with a try saver on Parker. Brisbane continue the attack. I think that's Setu at the bottom of that. Push back, half a metre away from the line. Taylor, back deep for Lockyer. Here it comes. The kick out towards Folau. He's underneath, but he doesn't get to it. Williams was there. Good shielding by Tonga.
Yeah, beautiful work from Willie Tonga. The kick just wasn't far enough, but Willie Tonga just shepherded the ball. Yeah, very good play. The Cowboys under a lot of pressure early.
And now Carl Webb for the Cowboys, and down at Melbourne, such was the precision of Cooper Cronk. So many of the kicks come down just a couple of metres short of the goal line. It gives you that chance to push the man who catches the ball back in goal. Neither had the width or the length. Thurston kicks it into the back of Gorrell. That will not be played at. He had turned his back on it. It should be a Brisbane scrum feed, and it will be right on halfway.
That's a poor result. Off the back of that, Jonathan Thurston knows he should have been looking for the long kick to the corner. He needed to get out of his own half. Go over the top, get it down to the corner with a good kick chase. They'd done well to defend their own try line for sets back to back. The Broncos had them under the pump. That's why he was yelling. That's why he was cranky at himself. He knew he'd made the poor decision, executed poorly.
3.5 into the second half. Here's Folau, first man off the scrum. Held up there by Scott Bolton. And also by Ben Harris. Gorrell to Wallace, and then on for Taylor. Gorrell's made a fine fist of starting hooker tonight with young Andrew McCulloch on the bench. And PJ Marsh not far away from coming back from injury. They're the three hooker options for Brisbane, but I don't think you can fault Gorrell's work tonight in his first game back in the NRL after a couple of years away. Here's Lockyer on for Setu, 35 metres from the line. O'Donnell is almost a minder for Jonathan Thurston in defence on that left side for the Cowboys. Kick through by Wallace. Across goes Bowen. Bowen, pick up. Now run. What about that?
How good is he?
Passes back to Hegarty. Oh, Matt Bowen shows us the skills, but Hegarty has gone over the sideline. What an exciting passage of rugby league. Bowen slides in, picks up, gets back to the field of play, then hurls the ball back in for Shannon Hegarty, who was then disposed of over the sideline.
All that for naught. The height of the man, how good is he? Let that one-hander back on the inside, and Shannon Hegarty probably just had to get to the ground as quickly as he could. The Broncos put him into touch, and big opportunity for the Broncos right on the attack.
10 metres out from the line, and they go open side with Lockyer. Folau, he's got Hunt there. Hunt went inside. Folau can't offload. The battle between Tonga and O'Donnell out on that side on Big Israel. Folau continues. Thaiday takes another one of those big runs. Wound up, tackled by O'Donnell. O'Donnell's 15th tackle of the night. Gorrell to Lockyer, drifts across field. Hunt's got a little two-step, put a kick in. There is Winterstein, there's a try. Antonio Winterstein off the move has scored a try for Brisbane. And Carmichael Hunt, a veteran of 22 years of age, set it up for the rookie.
And again, Carmichael makes the play, but better from the Broncos. More strategy, more deliberate. Here we go, second man play to Carmichael. He reads it beautifully. Haggerty just come outside in. And a try to the Broncos.
A moment he will remember for his life. Antonio Winterstein. I mentioned in the first half, he got a try in each of the Broncos' trial wins. Their 2 wins, they had lost to Melbourne, but their 2 wins, he managed to score a try, and here he is on debut. Friday night football, huge crowd, and he's got a 4-pointer. Well, the home crowd are happy on the back of the try to Antonio Winterstein, who has, well, he doesn't even appear in the media guide, neither in the Toyota Cup squad or the first grade squad. Through a bit of hard work and taking your opportunity in the trials, he finds himself game 1 of the season in first grade. Former Rooster lower grade, and now Corey Parker wants it to swing, and it fades a shade. So 14-6 is the score, but it's the biggest lead of the night.
Now, I just want you to have a look at this kick. Carmichael Hunt, this has purpose to it, the way he moves it. He brings it off the outside of his foot, so the ball screws around away from the sideline and gives his winger the opportunity. He's moving at pace. He's got defenders in his face. This is a great player. This is a great play. That's what they can come up with. That was a purposeful kick that he would have practiced over and over at training, and it has paid off here tonight.
Taylor, as he did to start the second half, he hit up back to the 10-metre line. Payne and Bolton with the defenders. Another run for Sam Thaiday. He's been unchanged tonight. And to my mind, he's been out there, then a terrible play the ball there. Once you lose control of it with the feet, it becomes an error, it becomes a knock-on, and the Cowboys will get a scrum feed 20 out.
You know, coaches talk about key performance indicators, and one thing they stress to players is we see the sloppy play the ball here from Sam Thaiday, is that they complete that first set after they've posted points. It's about consolidating the good work to get across the try line. It's so hard to throw it away, and quite possibly now the Broncos have presented the Cowboys with the chance to post points themselves, and we know they can do it.
Chance for a little blindside shot here with Payne at lock. Thurston, here it comes. They throw it to Tonga. Tonga takes a run at Lockyer, and Friday 17 metres away from the line. Payne, Thurston just ducks the pass off. Not done at any great speed, but it does set it up for the next play. They're standing deep to the right. Payne on for Scott. There's Thurston. Now they're in position for Bolton to take a run. Setu got there with Parker. 5 metres from the line. Payne, Thurston, he serves it up, and O'Donnell is crunched in the tackle. Folau got him. He's hurt.
He read that one well, Folau.
Folau went low. There was a Broncos player who came over the top, but it was Folau who stopped the momentum when I thought O'Donnell was going to score off the Thurston pass.
Oh.
There was Glenn over the top.
He's done some
O'Donnell
damage.
was looking to stretch out.
He's still on the ground. He's in a bit of pain here. Done some damage. More damage than a Chinese oil tanker.
A very topical story here off Queensland, off the coast. What did happen there, Ben?
Yeah, it's not good.
Thanks.
There's oil. It's on the beaches.
And O'Donnell is up. He's had that pretty wretched run the last couple of seasons. The torn hamstring off the pelvis back in 2007 when he was the victim of the wishbone tackle, as he called it. And then last year he had hip surgery during the year and then a 7-match suspension. So he wants to recapture the form of 06 that got him into Origin and the Test footy.
Well, that was the play that caught Israel out when it was the no try, the obstruction. They tried at that time. Israel, he read it beautifully.
Be ready here. Thurston wants a play. He's motioning as if he'll go to the left side out towards Folau. He does, but he becomes a decoy, and Burns along. Well, Burns has gone all right tonight for the Cowboys, but still needs to stamp himself in attack. Last tackle, Payne, Burns. He will try it here. He's kicked off legs. Payne got a kick in. Ooh. Then Wallace knocked on.
Wow.
Wallace has knocked on. It'll be a Cowboys feed.
Giddy up.
He went for that repeat set of 6. Too many legs in the way, but he got the result. The long way round. Little fumble. You see Travis just tries to knock it through there. Aaron Payne comes. Boot the ball. Oh, was it off the knee? Some will argue. touch and go. Let's get on with the game. But the guy I'm looking to stand up here for the Cowboys, Matty Bowen, just a little bit more involvement. Can open the game up. He's had to feel his way so far. It's time to stand up.
Farah Edlock at that scrum with the ball, throws it out. Matty Bowen right on cue, on the Tonga. And Falau's got him. What a good battle it's been. The two number 4s, they've each got a try. Bowen, O'Donnell, 5 from the line, got away from Sedu. He's okay, Luke O'Donnell. They've got a penalty. Tony De La Ceres again. It's contact with the neck. Penalty count is 10-4 to the Broncos. So the home team, the home fans can't really complain at this point. Here's Thurston back inside to Kafusi. The last of the Mohicans is tackled 5 away from the line. Payne to Carlos Webb, and Big Charlie is over. Well, I thought he was going to lose control of the ball, and he more or less went sideways through the hole. It's 14-10.
Yeah, smart play, Aaron. Aaron Payne. WBC jumps out of dummy half. I think it's a second man play coming for Travis Burns. And he hits the front runner. And the Cowboys, well, they're back in it.
A little soft in the end, that one. Cowboys right back in it. It's got all the makings of a game that is really going to go the distance, this one. 14-10, and a conversion right alongside the posts for JT, Jonathan Thurston. Friday night football at Suncorp Stadium. Carl Webb, a man who spent 5 years here in Brisbane. His debut in 2000, 66 games for the club. And tonight a try scorer for the North Queensland Cowboys. And Thurston, it's easy range for the Queensland and Australian halfback. Thurston successful, and it is 2 points the difference again. Wally Lewis.
And will the course of the game change from here? Cowboys a little bit lucky to get it from there. You certainly couldn't blame the Broncos' defence, so close to the line. But the Cowboys now have been injected with a little bit. They've been struggling for the last 5 or 10 minutes to really get back into the game. And I think you're going to get used to seeing the combination now of Jonathan Thurston and Matty Bowen. Linker.
A lot of confidence players in this Cowboys outfit. Matty Bowen, Carl Webb. Those two players there just on your screen. Once they start to get a taste for it, as Carl Webb has in the last 10 or so minutes, he'll fire up and can create some real havoc.
There's O'Donnell outside the 20 for North Queensland. 3 tries to 2. Thurston, Kafusi, bucked away there from Clinton. That's outside the 30.
Well, Neil Henry's style of just centralising attack and keeping it nice and patient. What it does, it takes a toll on the opposition petrol tank. And at the moment, you see the Cowboys just starting to get on a roll a little bit.
Payne kicking from just inside his half. Hunt back to it. Not an easy bounce for him. Here's Winterstein with the ball. Jarrell Yao will be hoping he gets a try on debut as well, out on the right wing. Brisbane with it 15 metres out from their own line. TAB Sportsbet on board with the Channel 9 coverage this year. And just keeping you updated with premiership prices. The Broncos $11 to win the competition. The Cowboys $13. That was the story going into round number 1. And remember, always bet responsibly. Back with Wallace kicking from 32 metres out from his own line, but no angle on the kick. And Williams is with it. Williams, a chance to link up with Bowen. He's done that and then knocked off his feet. Flying through was Steve Michaels. 32 metres from that line. The bald head of Shannon Hegarty has it. He's got a point to prove. There was a Rugby League Week poll that had him voted by his peers as the worst buy for season 2009. It's certainly unflattering stuff.
Always a confidence builder.
Ty Williams with the ball.
I think I won that award once.
What year?
2000. They were right.
Now Amos on to Thurston, and Webb is knocked off his feet by Joel Clinton. Joel enjoyed that one, but stand by for round 2. Webb's got his number. He'll get him back, don't worry about that. Legitimate shot though. And down you go, Carl. Now out for Tonga for the Cowboys. Loose ball, great pick up. Thurston, last tackle, got a kick in. Fielded by Wallace. Wallace able to run up the centre. Thurston was knocked down after kicking, but he's okay. And now Hunt goes out of dummy half. Travis Burns was called out of the play by the referee. At the moment, the control referee is Tony De La Ceres. Jared Maxwell in what they call the pocket position, just behind the attacking line. With it is Teo. Been a fraction quiet, Ben Teo tonight. 5 metres inside the Cowboys half. And now McCulloch on dummy half. Parker copped the whack, but able to stand in the tackle but not offload. Thurston and O'Donnell. McCulloch again. Low ball for Lockyer. Tough one on the last. Now back to Glenn. They're going to be caught in possession. Well, it was bad out of dummy half, and then I don't think Glenn was alert to the situation once the ball ended up in his hands. An absolute schmozzle on the restart. You could have 4 referees and it'd still be a mess on that one.
I love that word, schmozzle. Debacle.
And now Burns pushes it along to the right. You're easily pleased, Ben.
Yes.
39 metres out from the line. Now Burns goes out of dummy half with Wallace that time called out as being offside. He'll go into second marker now. Cowboys on halfway. 24 minutes remain. 14-12 the score. And 2 tries in the second half. 1 to Winterstein for Brisbane, 1 to Webb for the Cowboys. The Cowboys in position at the moment to post the next one. Here's Thurston. And across the ground finds Tonga, and Folau finds Tonga in turn. Many tackles tonight. It's been Folau on Tonga or Tonga on Folau. Thurston off the side, back in for Bowen. That is absolutely superb. The old firm, Thurston and Bowen. They set it up and they pull it off.
Well, we're going to have a look. We're going to have a look at this one. It was a beautiful little banana kick. Thurston again up the narrow short side. He feigned a kick up the line, then just chipped it back on the inside. Look, there'll be no problem to be onside, Bowen. It's going to be about the pick up and the put down. Let's have a look. And, well, it's hard to, at the moment it looks okay. Let's have a look at a head on. There's a little bubble. I think it's going to be okay.
That's a try.
That's a try.
One more replay, boys. Oh.
And boy, that was... There's that combination. There's that man.
Cowboys will be in front. And what a try. Round 1 of the season, and we're seeing superstars do what they do so well. The Hunt kick for Winterstein. Now Thurston for Bowen.
And you know, he's been going up this short side all night, Thurston, and he feigned to go up the line, a little chip. That's beautiful subtlety. They reacted too late, the Broncos. And that combination does it again. They've been patient, and they're reaping the rewards of it.
The execution. You know, everything's happening so quick out there. And I said it before with Carmichael Hunt. He's landed that on a 10-cent piece. Not only that, the skill level for Matt Bowen to come through, at the speed that he's come through, to pick that off the ground around his bootlaces, roll over and plant it, is something to behold. I don't care what jersey you wear, what team you support. People are out of their chairs applauding that.
So think about Thurston. Things haven't gone his way all night, but he's got that mental toughness to pull off the big play when it's needed.
North Queensland Cowboys in front. Wins here in 06 and 07. And now with 22 and a half to go, they're up by 4, Wally Lewis.
Well, out on the football field, communication is one of the most important things you can ever have in a game. Just watching those two on that occasion, there was no communication whatsoever. Telepathy. They've done extremely well. They understand each other's play backwards.
Parker on the restart, and they're well in front of the kick, and there'll be a penalty. It's Lungy Sedu who has taken off. You couldn't ignore it. I'm happy. Look, I know that there'll be instances, and many of them, when players are fractionally in front. But dead set, the lids came up early here.
Well, see, it's a rule.
And Sedu's gone off.
Ivan Henjoke would be furious. I mean, that's...
They'd be throwing chairs.
At least. That's just a real sloppy one from Sedu. He's a real talent. He's performed well tonight. But, geez, he's put his side under pressure here. Oh, no, it's a let off for Burns.
Unbelievable. And back comes
Neil Henry just picked up the chair.
Yeah, can I borrow that chair, Ivan?
And they actually played with each other at Canberra. Neil Henry and Ivan Henjak. Now we've got a penalty to Brisbane. The penalty count, by the way, is mounting against the Cowboys.
Well, this has been the tail of the tape all night. One side makes a mistake, and then it's the others, and then the Broncos have backed this up. Or sorry, should I say the Cowboys with a penalty. Now all of a sudden they're under pressure. Ivan's a bit more comfortable for the moment.
Last played Ivan Henjak, 1993 was his last season. Reserve grade coach the next year for Brisbane, 94. It is a long apprenticeship to wait for this night. And now he finds himself getting down to the last quarter with his team down by 4. Welcome to the NRL ranks. Can't say he's going to lose his hair. He's got none on his head, but maybe he'll lose it off his back. Brisbane with the ball. 29 minutes. I don't know. Broncos, McCulloch throws the ball to Lockyer. Then to Carmichael Hunt. There's the hop. Trying to stand up Thurston. Tonga makes the tackle. 21 from the line. Now Brisbane get a chance to get this match level. Friday wrapped up 15 out. They are set left with Lockyer. He's got Sedu there. He misses out. Set 2. He found Joel Clinton, but Burns again makes a key tackle. Goal line defence. Travis Byrne been involved many times tonight. Lockyer on the last. Brisbane ball has sped out the back. Michaels can't get to it. He's got to it now. It's still the last. Lockyer gets a kick in. Israel Folau's coming through. It's knocked forward by Brisbane. Thurston's got the ball. Thurston offloads for Bowen. Bowen's outside the 10. And then he is tackled. And now a penalty goes to North Queensland.
And another penalty. If you're thirsty to take this one quick and get on with it. Boy, what a passage of play. Folau almost leapt out of the stadium. Look at that. And then Thurston to Bowen. For a second I thought Bowen was going to go the distance. And then a penalty.
You know, Thurston's back there out of pure competitiveness. Bowen gets back there because he's just got that presence of mind to know where the ball's going to end up. And together, they nearly turned that into a 100-metre try.
Trump will play it on the 40 for the Cowboys. And here is Bolton. He's done his job coming off the bench. Scott Bolton. His 12th first-grade game tonight. Kafusi 40 away from the Brisbane line. 18-14 to the Cowboys. Another try. It may be the breathing space that gets them to victory. Thurston, and Tonga's lost it with Israel Folau right in his face.
It's been a strange game for Thurston in attack. With the football, he's a player who want to roam all over the paddock with the central figure in the team. He's almost, for the whole 60 minutes so far, parked himself out the left, just content to take on Folau. He's got to start to vary his game a little bit.
Teo will play it. McCulloch for the Friday. He's leading the work rate tonight for Brisbane, Sam Thaiday. Clinton goes for a long ball to Lockyer. Then on for Michaels. He's got support on the outside. Doesn't get it to Winterstein. Farah a little slow to release. Lockyer, 35 metres from the line. Attacks back that short side, and he's still able to offload. Brisbane with Wallace, and then a short pass on for Clinton. Last tackle. Tony De La Serra's the control referee at this point. Now Wallace, 25 metres out, goes high. Williams underneath it. Williams has got it covered. Again, Tonga. Nice shielding. He trailed through, didn't alter his path.
That's great work from Willie Tonga. He's done that twice now. They've obviously watched the tapes on Israel Folau. Good hands from Willie Tonga. Quality plays back to back. I know Matty's saying that Jonathan Thurston's parked out in the left, attacking Israel Folau. I got some feedback that when Craig Bellamy brought his Melbourne Storm side up for the trial, they did exactly the same thing at Folau all night.
Yeah, at the moment, Thurston's playing on the left and Travis Burns on the right.
Dropped it. 17 to go, and Brisbane will have a scrum feed in a set that Cowboys were doing it very tough. It was going to be the 5th tackle, and they'd only got back to the 20.
We're doing could be a costly error.
You just size a player, don't you?
Ty Williams just in the middle trying to make things happen. He's not a ball player.
You're across the other side of the field. you've defended, you've tried to get your way out of your own half, and someone comes up with an error that's been so good for the entirety of the match.
Simon Michaels, Brisbane's last game here last year, week 2 of the finals. They lost it 46 seconds from full time when Inglis scored. They may get a little bit of redemption here with the Cowboys, the unfortunate victims. We've still got 16 minutes to go though. McCulloch in for Lockyer. Lockyer then on to Sedu, got bumped sideways.
Thurston.
8 metres away from the line. Thurston testing those shoulders. Sedu to play it. McCulloch for Lockyer. Lockyer then for Hunt. Throws it out. Here is Yoyi. He is over. Jarrell Yoyi has scored for Brisbane. And both wingers on debut have come up with 4-pointers. Remember these names: Antonio Winterstein and Jarrell Yoyi.
The combination, firstly, of Lockyer and Carmichael. Carmichael from a hidden position. Now the long pass went behind Yoyi. Yoyi had a lot of work to do. Oh, he's been fabulous all night. And the Broncos back in the game.
Still only 19 years of age, Jarrell Yoyi, a try-scoring specialist. His great uncle Kevin played with the Tigers in the late 60s. Tragically died way too young. You know, we've been hijacked a little by off-field dramas, but you've got to focus on the positives. There are so many kids coming through this weekend playing their first grade debuts, and what a moment for Yoyi, for Winterstein in front of close enough to 50,000 fans. Friday Night Football, Channel 9, and score on debut. And now in a game at 18 all. Corey Parker from the sideline. Corey Parker cannot bring it back in. We are all locked up with 14 to go. The king on the sideline, Wally Lewis.
Well, an interesting try for the Broncos on that occasion. An opportunity offered to them by the North Queensland boys. But this is a wonderful try scoring opportunity for the new blood in the Broncos team. They certainly have lived up to expectations and done a wonderful job. What we have now, though, is a real contest coming into play. Brisbane's kicking game certainly does have to lift. Darren Lockyer, over the last 5 or 10 minutes, has become more and more involved in the attack. If they wish to win the game, Lockyer's got to continue along that line.
Here we go. Lockyer versus Thurston.
Well, the Cowboys did not kick a field goal last year, but we know Thurston can do it, and we know Bowen can do it. He did that a couple of seasons ago here. And we know Lockyer can certainly kick them in from long range.
But they're the two men. They're the guys that'll make it happen. We're going to see who holds their nerve here. Big 13 minutes coming up, 18 all. Super game.
13 to go. On to Thaiday. And then on to Sedu. Ben, when does field goal become at the forefront of thinking?
I think it's too early right now, particularly with the try-scoring ability in both teams. In the field position, they seem to be able to get in quite easily, so I wouldn't do it until I was inside 7 or 8 minutes.
Here's Lockyer. He goes high. He's kicking it out towards Shannon Hegarty. Bit of a lottery this one. Hegarty's lost it backwards. That's fair enough. Referee Jared Maxwell in this instance. He goes back to assist referee, and now Tony De La Serres takes over as controlling referee. 22 metres out from the line. And lumbering forward was Manasi Manikafawa. This is a derby here at Suncorp. On Sunday, it's a derby between rivals who are located a little closer. The Roosters and the Rabbitohs. Sydney Football Stadium. Mortal enemies. And here is Tron. Back over halfway. All the football shows back on Sunday morning. Whitewater Sports back on. At 10 o'clock, footy show 11, roast at midday. Super League after that. And then 4 o'clock, Rabbitohs and Roosters.
It's a little man's game at the moment. A lot of tired big men right in the middle of the field. If I was a Ty Williams or Winterstein, just get in there and take them on.
Now Michaels will play just short of the 30. 11 and a half minutes remaining. 18 all. And now going to pass back. McCulloch get fired out that ball in the tackle from Joel Clinton. Wallace dummy half, up the centre they go, locked out. Straight on for Hunt. Last tackle, 5 short of halfway. And McCulloch is a kicking option here. It's a pretty good one too. Out towards the sideline. Bowen won't get a play at it. Good control there from Brisbane.
They've got a huge rap on this kid, Andrew McCulloch. Comes out of Dalby. I actually went to his high school graduation, would you believe? And
Not with him.
No. I'll do the jokes, Matty. Look, he can play hooker, he can play half, he performed well in the trials. And at this stage, I think they see him as a future number 9. And perhaps even a future captain of the club. And I mean, he plays with so much time, and we saw just there, thrown into the game, he comes up with a great play, gets his field, some great field position. Team some great field position with a wonderful kick.
3 games in first grade last year for the man that Ben is speaking of, Andrew McCulloch. Terrific attendance here tonight. We'll post that for you in just a moment as Tonga has the ball for the Cowboys. But, you know, you hear about the economic times. Oh, that's a terrible play the ball. That's a terrible play the ball from Willie Tonga.
That's created tough times.
Yes, it has. That's priceless for Brisbane.
Ouch.
They get a scrum feed 12 metres out from the line. But the crowd here tonight has topped 45,000. That is magnificent. Well done, Brisbane. Well done, all the fans. They're not just from Brisbane here tonight. And what a game they've got. 18 all with 10 minutes to go. 15 away from the line. Broncos have got 3 on the short side here. Lockyer on the right side of the scrum. They go to the left. Teo broke from the scrum. Couldn't offload. And will play it. Harris was the tackler. 18 all. 9.5 remain. Taylor's got it. Taylor bumped away from one and then is held over the top by Kafuti. 5 from the line. McCulloch. Back it comes with Wallace, then Thaiday. Yet another run. I'm sure Sam Thaiday has not had a break tonight. He's 11 metres out from the line. Then for Lockyer. Oh, he comes for Teo! And he's held there by Tonga. 5 away. McCulloch looks to the short side. Lockyer's there. He gives it to the captain. Lockyer, he came up quickly. Got it away. Turn and pass from Clinton. Now Wallace. Cut out ball. There with Parker. Turns around. Haggerty. Ball bounces for Michaels. Has he got it down? I'm not sure. Tony Delaceres. Tony Delaher has called for Bill Harrigan to decide if Brisbane are in front with 8.5 to go.
I think he's dropped it.
I tell you, it was a great ball from, I think it was Wallace. Saw the numbers out wide. Let's have a look. A little grubber from Parker. He's got it there. Oh, you're right. It's a little spill. Now, you spoke about this new rule last night, but no, that's a clear drop. That's well and truly dropped, separated. You name it.
It's dropped, it's separated.
Separated, dropped. No try.
And Bill Harrigan, video referee, he agrees with Matthew Johns. Probably may explain it a little different, but it's the same result. And Michael's had it there. It wasn't going to be the match winner. There's still 8.5 minutes to go.
But again, the problem from the Cowboys, that rushing outside in defence. They're really causing their own problems with that defence.
Particularly when the Broncos have shown their willingness to put the kick in behind and done it well.
Ended up a Matty Sing-like play by Shannon Hegarty. Here is Shane Tronk. Started the game big and has had a lengthy stint on the bench here with Monica Foa, 40 metres away from the Cowboys line. Now, boys, are we getting closer to field goal time?
Absolutely. You get in position, you take one from here on in.
Played by Amos, Payne, Thurston, back to centre field, Payne. That ball, was line ball. It's been touched, in fact, by Brisbane. Tackle count has restarted. And then, from dummy half, another play the ball error.
Blame it on early season rust. Matty Bowen, it's amazing. He picks it off his toes and he knocks one on like that. 18 all, let's go to a break.
And the boys are very tired out there. Golden point, not out of the question. Wallace And it comes with Folau. Spun around, short of halfway. Tackled by Amos, and now McCulloch, and almost lost by Taylor. Right on halfway. 18 all here at Suncorp Stadium. 7 minutes remain, and that is the third tackle for the Broncos. They're 5 inside Cowboys territory. We know Lockyer can kick the one-pointer from outside the 40. McCulloch has gone straight through the centre.
Here's his chance.
Bowen makes the tackle. Lockyer's centre field, 32 metres out. Fide dummy half. The defence has got up very quickly. Lockyer with the ball. He's hit. He's hit. And he's pushed back.
He wanted it, Lockyer. The play of the ball was too slow. Here goes Carmichael.
Fide away to Wallace. Wallace kicks high from 35 metres out. He can kick a long-range field goal as well. He did it for Penrith against Brisbane just 2 seasons ago to win a game. Well taken there by Ty Williams. And Aaron Gorrell is back on for Brisbane. McCulloch's gone off. He did his job. 25 metres out from their own line, the Cowboys. 6 minutes remain. And maybe more. 30 metres out from their own line as it comes away with Harris, who's made a pretty good fist of play in the back row. The former centre. Manikafa. Thurston for Tronk. But it's a little slow at the moment. I think they're looking for a bit of Matty Bowen magic, or Thurston to put on a big play. He kicks from outside the 40. Not a good one, really. Taken on the 4 by Carmichael Hunt. And on tackle 1, he's just short of the 40-metre line, Brisbane's in.
Yeah, great field position for the Broncos. Lockyer really struck his side just to work upfield, keep it middle third. He'll have a go here.
He said on the footy show last night, only one can be king. Rugby League royalty, Lockyer versus Thurston. And it could be a shootout between those two. Goal for Wallace, inside for Big Taylor. Muscles his way forward, he's lost it. He's lost it in the tackle. And the Cowboys will get a scrum feed 32 out from their own line. It's going, and there it's gone.
You would say now, about 32 metres out from their own line. A good centre 6 from the Cowboys, and it might be Thurston's chance. Got to get their way upfield. They've lost a little bit of composure, the Cowboys, with their go forward.
So the Cowboys with the ball, and Amos is there. They've got both their what would be dummy half runners there in Aaron Payne and Clint Amos. Now Tonga, and there is Folau on him again. Great battle tonight. Well done to both players. Thurston onto Webb, he's lost it. Hammered in the tackle by Sam Fide. Great stuff. 2 big men, 2 tear away.
Carmichael Hunt saying, settle down, let's work for the 1 point.
This is a good tackle over the top. Teo as well. Fide did the hard work down low. 35 metres from the line. Gorrell onto Taylor. They will just work the channel up the centre of the field.
Yep, they want one more to the centre. No secret what's going on here.
30 out. Fide the man to fulfil that role. Now 25 metres from the line. Gorrell back for Wallace. He's going to take the step. Wallace, it's a beauty! He's nailed it for number 7. They played as if it would be Lockyer, and then they produced the ace of clubs of Peter Wallace.
Oh, for a young man, he's so good under pressure. He's taken a few of these over the years. One at this ground from about 50 out for the Panthers. Oh, he hit that beautifully. That's a beautiful strike.
Gee, I'll tell you what.
And one for good measure.
I'll tell you what. We will talk about that on Sunday. Almost a 3-point field goal. If that was a kick in general play, it would be a penalty for the high challenge, I reckon, against Manasi Manikafoa.
Now the Broncos just have to get down the other end of the field.
That was a pretty dusty challenge from Manasi Manikafoa, and yes, it has happened before. You can actually have a 3-point field goal. If it goes over in a late challenge and hit high, you get a penalty shot in front of the post. Hasn't happened in 30 years. Ken Wilson, the last player to do it at North Sydney Oval. But I think you had an example there. You could have had it. 2.5 minutes to go. It's 19 to 18. 39 metres out from their own line. Brisbane in possession. Gorrell away to Lockyer, kicks from inside the 40. Williams will get it on the bounce. Williams with the ball, great chase Brisbane. A maroon wall there. Bowen in a dummy half. Away for Tonga. I've seen enough tonight to think that both these teams will have good seasons. Certainly the Cowboys better than their second last place finish last year. Thurston got it away, Hegarty to halfway. Good tackle Friday, he's out on his feet. Now Thurston trying all he can. Back for Burns, surrounded by the troops. Makes the tackle, 5 metres inside the Broncos half. We've got a striker on the field, we'll stick with the play. Kafusi's got the ball. He's taken low down by Teo. Security guards haven't shown enough pace. And we'll just have a temporary hold-up in play. At 19 points to 18. Just watch it again. The field goal attempt, which is successful from Peter Wallace. Bang. Yeah, probably fair enough, because Wallace is falling. But you just got to be careful. Anywhere you're going to lift your forearm, you make contact with the head. Yeah. At any other point of the field, you end up giving away a penalty.
I don't think there's a problem, Vossi. No problem.
19-18, 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. The Broncos had their hearts broken in their last match here in 2008. Burns is taking a shot at field goal from 52 out. Where'd that come from, Matty? You spoke to him before the game. Is that what you told him to do? Surely not.
Yeah, have a go. Have a go, Travis. Okay, minute and a half to go. The Cowboys are going to try to force an error here. Broncos just want to get down the other end.
In all honesty, that's a bad play. I mean, you know, a field goal attempt from 52 out.
Yeah, look, the Cowboys have had their chances. Not saying they're completely out of it yet, but the most important part of the game, they've just lost their composure.
So Brisbane have possession on their 30. They will look to take it out of play at the end of this set, but the Cowboys should get one more use of the football. Alex Glenn, another player on debut, plays it there. Big Israel Folau. Next week, Israel Folau comes up against the Melbourne Storm. You'll see that on Friday Night Football. What a bumper start to the season here in Brisbane. Gorrell will play it. Last tackle. They're looking to kick it over the sideline. It'll be Lockyer to have that job. Now he runs, passes back. Glenn's got it, dummies, runs. Glenn's got support, dummies again. Alex Glenn with the ball. Alex Glenn on the bow has called and has fallen short of the line.
Okay, 20 seconds to go for the Cowboys. Here comes the razzle-dazzle.
I didn't see that coming, that run from Alex Glenn. 10 seconds to go. Cowboys with Thurston. Bowen's lost the ball. That'll be it. That will be it. And the Broncos will start the year with a victory. And Ivan Henjak, the rookie coach at 46, is on the board in the post-Wayne Bennett era. What a way to start the